All right, so today is the day that my cabinets come in. They already came in. The dogs are going crazy. They don't know what's happening. I've got so many boxes everywhere. This is my front room. They did not have the printout of everything I ordered for me to be able to check off, so I'm just taking them out of boxes, setting them up kind of where they're gonna go, because the one side will be easy enough. I can just like straight put them in. I have one cabinet to move out, and then this whole side I can just go in. And then later I'll come in and I'll do the flooring and the trimming and make sure all that's all fit around like it's supposed to. But just for space to kind of get it in where it's supposed to be would help, so I'm not stressed out having boxes everywhere. It's bringing me back to when I did the kitchen at the condo and it was lockdown. I got them delivered right before lockdown, and I just lived with boxes for months. And it was a studio, so I had nowhere to work out. I was like working on top of some of the boxes. The cat was just using it as this huge playground all through lockdown until May, when my parents were able to come and help. But I'm gonna take a whack at this week putting in this side, since it'll be easy. I'll just screw it into the studs on the bottom and just not have a countertop yet for it. I can put something on the top as a makeshift countertop until I get to pouring the actual one. The other side will be a weekend job because I will have to do the sink and all of that. Ooh, I've got toast in the oven. I'm making a cucumber tomato sandwich. But yeah, this is my current state of living. What are you doing? All right, I'm just gonna show you the house because it's coming along. So this is my little entryway. It's not, it's functional right now, but it's not beautiful. This is where the dog crate is, where the record player and all this. I kind of like having this space here in the back as like an entryway space. So I've got that. And then the couch, which is fairly new. I got off Facebook Marketplace. It needs an ottoman or a coffee table or something to put your feet up on. I've been using the dog food container to do that. That's the sink over there. It'll go in. I don't know what came on the TV after whatever I was watching. Got the bar cart there. In the kitchen, I've got this stack here of cabinets that's going to be over there when it gets done. This is in the right place. You can see the light in the back is trying to turn on as it gets dark. So this is gonna be the kitchen. I've got a new rug. Cat loves it. You already ate dinner. I know. She threw up her breakfast this morning. This is where the microwave is going. It should be coming in this week. Again, it's gonna have a counter that I haven't poured in concrete yet. On this side, it'll have that stack from over there. And a new counter. And then headed into let's do the bathroom. I've got the red tile, of course, the new faucets. I'm still working on some of the, like, changing out the lever there. But I've got the bidet toilet. I'm gonna re-pour this countertop. But as far as up there, I've got some flowers and things. And that's the bathroom. Let's head into the study. I've got the dog crate up now, where all of the bikes live. And then my sofa. I love having a sofa in my office. I think it's great, especially because I get to see that as the behind me in my video when I'm video chatting or, you know, doing meeting calls. Over here, I had the chance to put up some of my local Austin art. This is from the artist Seeds Then Roots. And it's beautiful. I've had the middle and the right one for a long time, and I just got this one to match it. So I'd have a set of 3. I really like it. This one I've had a long time. It says, "I'm grateful for the beat in my heart and the emptiness I feel when you're not around." It's a very introverted one. This is a note from Gossel in 2017. I believe she wrote me that. I remember exactly when she did that. Automatic litter box, some other things I need to sort for office. That's my workshop. It's pretty messy. My antique mirror. And this is my office. The sit-stand desk is here. It needs to be organized a little bit too. And then the last room that I haven't done any work in is this one. It's my bedroom. And yeah, there's not much to see here. It's like a bed on the floor. I'm posting that. Okay, so I just restarted my computer after downloading context capture. I have access to this because it was developed by my company. I'm not sure how much it costs. If you don't have access to it, oops, let's not open that. Oh wait, maybe I need to open master instead of engine. Let's see. There's some updates in connection client, which is the which is the client that runs all of this stuff. Processing the following tasks, enter to continue. I don't know what to do. So anyway, this is from my company, and anybody who has software for the products from my company gets that. Let's open the master. Carly is conked out. Okay, so master seemed to have done it. Start new project. A new project, kitchen. Oops, that's not how you spell kitchen, is it? Kitchen. Project location, C is fine. Project-wise is document storage. I don't really need that, but okay. Empty block. Okay, so photos. I think this is where I import my videos and my photos. That's pretty easy point clouds. I won't have any surveys. I also don't have any, which is unfortunate because they did a 3-day survey on my entire place. Additional data, minimum viewing distance, block type, and then 3D view. Okay, so I need to upload the photos that I took, or the videos. I've seen it done with photos before, so what I'm doing is trying to 3D map out my kitchen so that I can open it in CAD software. So context capture should be able to take photos and videos and stitch them all together into a 3D model. And so I've taken a video already of this whole area, and so I'm gonna upload it and then start to stitch together. Okay, so it is uploading. You can see it's going pretty fast. It's a 64-second video. I think my laptop is on the remote. Yeah, it's going super fast. So let's see how it turns out. Okay, sensor undefined status, incomplete photos, warning in photo group 1, sensor size and or photo length are missing. Okay, I think I can probably find that from my phone. Let's see. I wasn't quite sure how to do the focal length because I think it was the 35mm equivalent is what I found. But I'm gonna go ahead, I just did this little green button, submit arrow triangulation. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Let's see, settings, compute. Yeah, I don't know any of this, so I'm just gonna test it out and see what happens. I'm also testing it out locally and not on the cloud. So we're going to drop details, milestone. Okay, all of this is grayed out. Okay, I'll just give it a second here and see what happens. Okay, so this was at 0, if you remember, and I saw this warning, there's no engine currently listening to your job queue. And so I went back to the desktop and I clicked on that engine one, and it has started going now. It's at 34%. So I'm gonna let this run. This has only been running for like a minute, so it's only gonna be a few minutes here, and then come back to it. Yeah, it's already at 54. Okay, so it is ready for production. It says you just keep hitting these green things, I think. Process with context capture. That name's fine. Export 3D mesh. Okay. I think I'm just going to use the automatic or the default options. Cool. Submit. No engines listening. Now we wait again. Okay, so it's complete. It does not look great. It obviously only did the one side. I bet it needed a reference point to connect it to the other side. Interesting. So this was 107 photos stitched together from that video. So I think I might try this again with just photos and not the video, because it just didn't do a great job with the video. So this is my project here on the floors. I really got into it, and now I can't move my refrigerator back until I figure it out. That Dremel is mostly burnt out. It's a very old Dremel. Starting to go in. I have on this side put them all into the studs. I'm not sure about these. This one, there's just one screw holding it together. I might want to put a second one in there. I hadn't thought about that. It's going to be hard to get back to the back to do it. But I've got these cute little towels at World Market. And this rug at Home Goods. It's not super Texan, but I like that it's floral and it brings it some femininity to my kitchen. Otherwise, I tend to get stuff that's kind of masculine. This is because when I shut the door, I accidentally undid the water dispenser, or I triggered it, and I got a lot of water, which unfortunately is right where that one crack is that I couldn't fill. So I don't know how much of it made it under the floating floor. This is my dog just loving her life. She can lay down on the deck and just watch for squirrels and birds. I finally started getting some pigeons to the bird feeder. Yeah, normally she's a little more alert when she's watching for birds. That's her. So this is the kitchen. I've been trying to figure out how I want to expand my house. If I do, add on to it. But yeah, it's kind of fun to be in a working kitchen again. I mean, obviously it still needs the counters. This is just one of the drawers that I've pulled out. Isn't this fun? I found this public utilities book for New Jersey in Brooklyn. Oh, poor little guy. Got overwatered by the sitter. And I was going to try this non-alcoholic wine and see how it was. Everything's coming together. buy, but Dumont cars just get the crap beat out of them. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is how I drove back from the hardware store. At like less than 30 miles an hour, and actually it was quite a thing getting to the hardware store because I called or visited like 5, or this is my 6th one, and none of them had melamine, which is typically used for shelving and kind of niche, or they didn't have a working saw was the case at most of them. So it's been quite an experience to get it's an 8-foot board cut and hauled here. Stopped halfway to check it. Also, I was following the wrong line, or the wrong part of the line, and then it broke off at the end on its own. So I definitely need to prop the other side up. It's a good thing I have enough board for 2 of them. Alright, so here's the second cut. I put the fine blade in it. It did a bit better of a cut. I'm still struggling to figure out where the blade is in respect to which line. So it's going to be a little bit smaller than I had measured out, but that's okay. I measured a little overhang. And the blade itself, I put on the fine one. It's got 60 teeth as opposed to 24. And I realized, so it was the guard this is the guard, it was hitting the blade, and it was like making the face of the blade. It smeared all of the text on the other one, and so I sent it to Ron, who I know from robotics club in high school. He does a lot of woodwork and stuff, and asked him what he thought was going on, and he said that I had assembled it wrong, and pointed out that this little silver thing is the washer and it goes on the outside. So yeah, it's nice to have a saw that's working correctly. But yeah, I kind of hate sawing things. I hate how dangerous it is and the moving and spinning parts, but there it is. So I'm gonna, instead of just redoing it, I'm gonna try to go with what I've got. Oh my god, it's raining so hard. It's like going sideways. Harley, you don't want to go outside? She's like, no, I'm okay right here. It's just blowing sideways. We were driving in from Rebel Cheese getting some vegan sandwiches, and it was like daytime on one side, nighttime on the other side. Oh, Lauren's still here. And we just like saw the rain come in over us. It was crazy. It's phenomenal seeing this much rain. Look at this. It's hard to see, but it's just coming across straight sideways. It's pouring off the top of my house. It's pouring down these gutters. Harley wants nothing to do with this. me trying to stop water from going directly into the foundation. I don't think it's working really well, guys. But when it starts to pour, it really starts to pour as a sheet from the top of my porch, which is not good. Not good at all. Look how it just sits there. And I've got a million of these downspouts. And of course, it's not doing anything. Draining it straight to my driveway, which the way the driveways are like this is actually probably to make it cheap. But the way they still do driveways like that is because in Austin, you can only have so much of your property as impervious, and all of the concrete, the house itself, all that's impervious. So it's up to 50%, and so in order to have a bigger house, more square footage in the house, they have the house as part of the impervious cover, not the driveway. Ignore the miter saw and air compressor that lives in my kitchen. It's just pouring down. You can see where all the low spots in my backyard are when it rains. Yeah, it's not great that the downspouts just pour it into this hole, this low graded hole right here next to the house. There's also a huge lump in the backyard, which is not great for the grading. So when I do any work on the house, I'll have to fix all of that. I'm trying to mix it today. I put a new blade on this, so it's very sharp. I didn't realize that you store these spare blades inside. I think this is my dad's. This is the template that came with the sink. Here's the sink itself. And then, for the little handles, the bathroom faucet, I'm just going to use some PVC. I already made sure that the outer diameter is big enough for the two spouts there, and it is. So I'm just going to cut probably like 3 inches on the chop saw from this, so that'll be easier. On this one, I'm going to try to hand go around this dashed line. I might start with the outside line just to get the hang of it. My pets look like they've seen better days. It is hot outside, but Harley always crashes like this. It's something that I thought was strange when I first got a dog, that she looks like she's dead whenever she's sleeping on the ground. Cats, you can definitely tell they're sleeping. Oh look, she's gonna go and sit in the sink. countertop for the bathroom, or at least try it. The mold is, or the form is ready. I don't know how well you can see this. So this is the form. It's made out of melamine. I've got the knockouts, and then these are just knockouts for where the faucet will go. Sharon and I put a little bit of caulking around the inside so we can have a nice tapered edge or beveled edge. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is put this release agent on it. It's supposed to make it come out of the mold much easier. And then after that, I will start to mix the concrete. I was just reading the top of the back of the concrete bag, and it says that I need basically a pint of water for every 10 pounds of concrete mix. So I'm gonna go and take my scale out there so that I know exactly how much mix I have. I wish I had like a little luggage scale because that would make it much easier. But other than that, just getting ready to go. I put on a shirt that's can get concrete all over it. I'm expecting my arms to get, I've got my monkeypox bandage there, but I'm expecting my arms to get kind of messy, so I'm going to take out some impervious gloves, basically some big rubber gloves, so that I can mix the concrete and then spread it into the form pretty evenly. I will be mixing with this, which gets attached directly into the drill. I'm going to put some of this color into the middle, or into the, putting the color into the water before I mix it up. And I'm going to put some fiberglass mat into the middle for some strength. It basically acts like rebar would act in concrete, so just gives it that tension strength. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll show you guys how it goes. 2 pints, so I need to use 20 pounds, which is a quarter of this bag. And on the mix, half of this is for 80, so I need to use an eighth. Here is the final piece.
Still afraid of love, unafraid of change, but felt you touch me in a whole new way, fell into you like a leap of faith. I still remember the way we kissed goodbye. I guess I met you with the wrong.
Filming this mostly because I forgot. I haven't done any filming in a long time. You can see there it is. My voice is going. But this is my kitchen. It's been harder than I thought to pull out these cabinets. I I think because they were just like hand built is what it looks like. They're not real cabinets. Somebody just like custom built it with not very great materials. I was trying to be super careful not to bust up the tile, and I did. I wasn't thinking, and I just put the crowbar there, and I busted that one little piece. But it's actually looking pretty good on the tile. All of this was water damaged. It was gross, and so I just pulled it all out. And I'm gonna have someone go help me go to the grocery store, or not the grocery store, the hardware store, to go get more sheetrock. There's literally like forks. Here's like a piece of something that was 99 cents. Just like random shreds of plastic bags. There's like a glove or something under there. This is wild, you guys. There's tinfoil from like old food. No wonder this place has cockroaches, and I've done a lot to get the cockroaches down. I'm not finding them anymore. But I did, like, when I took out the sink, there was, like, one under there that was still alive. So I'm mostly finding dead cockroaches now. But, yeah, it makes sense they're living here because there's literally trash and old food underneath the cabinets. This is so wild. That little valve is not seated all the way. Old valves just don't, when they get used, they get worn down. And that one's actually not bad. The one in the bathroom is dripping a lot. And so I'm going to have to run back to the hardware store and get a valve cap for it so I can cap it off. Otherwise, it'll just drip so much until I can come and get the counters installed and the new sink installed, which is not going to be for another 5 or so days. I did go once to try to find one, and true to any hardware store trip, I got 2 different sizes to try. One of them is what the tag on it says is the right size, but when I put the cap on, it didn't fit. Yeah, this is so wild, guys. And then I'm looking at, like, this. I don't know what that is. I don't, like, get into kitchens enough to know if that's normal or not. These bars that go, like, kind of crooked, that is super funny to me. And then one of them's insulated. Let's see. That one's not. This one's insulated. That's copper. So glad that's insulated. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more insulation, some sheetrock. Maybe I'll put some, like, cockroach spray inside the studs before I can install my cabinets. And it all has to be done by Monday, 7:30 a.m. when they come to measure for the counters. This is so wild. Pipes are falling out of the wall. It looks pretty gnarly, doesn't it? Started cutting this hole. Oops, that's the toilet. I was like, how the hell am I going to drill through that? And then I realized that's the toilet. So then I had to cut another hole. Rush. I had ordered a 30-inch base, forgetting that the dishwasher has to go there. I made a bunch of changes on the cabinet design with the cabinet people, and they had switched in the dishwasher for the 30-inch base, and I didn't catch it before I bought it. So the dishwashers are only 24 inches. So it's meant that I've done a lot of switching things around to try to figure out which base fit. Because I've got two extras. I've got a 27 and a 30-inch extra. And I thought I did lots of considering of switching the 12-inch or the 18-inch. I've got a 9-inch over there. And about 6 inches between the fridge and the wall that I could switch. My dad actually drew up all of this, and he made little paper cutouts of how the different cabinets could go in. And I ended up just deciding that what I'll do is with the extra 6 inches, because the countertop needs something to sit on, I'll build a frame that the countertop can sit on. The frame can be attached to the studs and the floor. And it's just that's gonna be good enough, and I can hide the frame with one of these end panels here. I also have a lot of extra end panel that I can use, extras from the back that went behind there. So it's been a lot of maneuvering things around and trying to figure out what'll fit. The other problem is that my flooring doesn't go back far enough to cover the concrete slab underneath the new cabinets. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put this this 2x4 up and offset it from the wall so that the cabinets are out a little bit further and that they sit on the actual flooring. I'm actually really proud of these cuts. It's all my new toy here. Without it, I would have had to drill holes and then try to get jigsaw in between the holes. It would have taken forever. This tool has been a lifesaver for this trip. It's just an oscillating tool. And I got one that matched the battery packs that I already have for my power drill. So now, we're gonna see if it fits. The sink, and then they just put in the holes for the faucet outside.